The nights in Dubai were never truly dark, they shimmered with gold, light, and endless ambition. But behind those glowing skylines, inside a palace filled with silence, lived a man who had everything, yet felt nothing. He was Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum. To the world, he was Fazza, a symbol of power, poetry, and perfection. But to himself, he was just a man searching for something real. Every day was the same. Meetings, expectations, cameras, smiles. A life designed by destiny, not by choice. He was admired by millions, yet understood by none. And maybe that's why fate led him to you. It was a quiet afternoon, hidden from the noise of royalty, a small, forgotten library in the corner of the city. No guards, no titles, no crowns, just books, and you. You were sitting by the window, sunlight falling softly on your face, lost in a world made of words. He stood there for a moment, watching, not because of your beauty, but because of your peace. Something he had never known. For the first time in his life, he didn't feel like a prince. He felt human. Days turned into routine. He started coming back. Not for the books, but for you. You talked about simple things. Dreams. Life. Silence. You laughed without fear, spoke without hesitation, and never once asked who he really was. And in that ignorance, he found freedom. One evening, as the sun melted into the horizon, he looked at you and realized something terrifying: he had fallen in love. Not with a fantasy. Not with a title. But with a soul. That night, standing alone on his palace balcony, he looked at the city below, and for the first time, it all felt meaningless. The next day, he came to you. Not as a prince, but as a man with a trembling heart. And he said, "I don't want this world. I just want you." You didn't reply immediately. You just looked at him, as if you already knew the truth he was hiding. And then, softly, you said, "You're not just a man, are you?" Silence. The kind that changes everything. When he told you who he was, the air between you shifted. Not because you cared about his title, but because you understood what it meant. Distance. Pressure. A world that would never allow this story to exist. Tears filled your eyes, but your voice remained calm. You belong to the world, and I don't want to be the reason you lose it. He stepped closer. I would lose everything, if it means I don't lose you. But love isn't always about holding on. Sometimes, it's about letting go. The next day, you were gone. No message. No goodbye. No trace. He searched every street, every place, every memory. But you had disappeared, like you were never meant to stay. The palace was still full. The city still admired him. But inside, he was empty. Years passed. His name grew bigger. His power stronger. But his heart remained in that small library. Sometimes, late at night, he would walk alone through the city, hoping, just once, to see you again. Not to bring you back, but just to know that what you had was real. And even now, under the quiet moonlight of Dubai, a prince still stands on his balcony. Not thinking about power. Not thinking about legacy. But about a girl, who never asked for his crown. Only gave him a heart he could never replace. He ruled a city of millions, but his heart was ruled by a memory of one. Years had passed, but time had changed everything. Except him. Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum was still the same from the outside. Strong, admired, untouchable. But inside, he was still standing in that quiet library, waiting for a girl who never came back. Life moved on. Responsibilities grew heavier. The world expected more from him. And he gave them everything. Except his heart. One cold evening, when the city lights felt dimmer than usual, he did something he hadn't done in years. He went back. That same library. The same corner. The same window. But this time, everything felt different. The chair where you used to sit was empty. Yet somehow, it still felt like you were there. As he turned to leave, something stopped him. A voice. Soft. Familiar. You still come here. His heart froze. Slowly, he turned around. And there you were. Not the same girl, but the same soul. Your eyes held stories now. Pain, distance, and unspoken truths. For a moment, the world stood still. No titles. No past. Just two hearts, finally facing each other again. He stepped closer, his voice barely a whisper, "Why did you leave?" You smiled, but it was the kind of smile that hides tears. Because staying would have destroyed you. He shook his head. No, losing you did. Silence fell between you. Heavy, real, undeniable. You looked away, fighting the storm inside you. You have a world now, responsibilities, a life that doesn't include me. He took a deep breath. I built that world, but I never lived in it. Your eyes met his again. And in that moment, everything you tried to forget, came back. But love isn't always enough. You stepped back. We can't change what we are. He didn't move. Didn't stop you. Didn't beg. Because deep down, he knew. Some stories are meant to meet again. Just not to stay. You walked away, just like before. But this time, he didn't follow. Because now he understood, love isn't about having someone. It's about becoming someone because of them. And as you disappeared into the crowd, he smiled. Not because it didn't hurt, but because, for the first time, he had closure. They found each other again, just to learn that some love stories are meant to be felt, not lived.